Hello there. This is Marcio Gali, and this is one other episode of Coding with Agents or Culture Coding with Agents, a series of reflections from the routine of a builder, a developer. All right. So, usually I have something that I need to work on, and I try to pause to talk about what's going on. And in many situations here, there's something new and there's something not new at all, right? We have seen all of this before with humans, and now we have the idea of agents and AI. But I think what's happening is that we're in some. I I think the it may be we're like connecting the dots, translating because some of the processes in this hybrid world of work we we had like the man in the middle, right? The entity in the middle there approving and making a judgment. Maybe one aspect there is that we're trying to put something there to make that decision, right? Take the man out of the loop in certain ways, for sure, right? And this reminds me of the movie War Games, right? And of course, when you take the man out of the loop, you get interesting things and also unexpected things, right? And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, right? But when we realize that, wait a minute, I think it's when we're facing where we're going, roadmaps, look at the black box, look at what's happening, right? Very important. In the end of the day, it's like if consider OKR, right? You have the key results, and some people are crazy for the outcomes. That's okay. All right. So if you do the key results are for closing the gap, so you can get sooner to the outcome. Oh yes, so let's just do it, right? And then you do it, doesn't happen. Oh wait a minute, it's because we got to revisit the key results. So, oh well, Andy Grove wrote about that before in High Output Management, the classic book, right? Said the whole point is to look at the black box, to look at what you're doing, right? Alrighty. So here we're connecting the dots, but we gotta look at what we're doing, and that's management, and that's where we want to go. All right. So reflections taken from the routine of a developer. Today, what we have here so far is this, maybe happy holidays. Maybe I should close this video and not do the work and just do the work in the next section of this video, right? So I need a clapper. Very soon I'm gonna implement the clapper in probably an episode there. I need a clapper because the clapper is gonna help us with, you know, editing these videos later, right? I caught myself in some cases using like the green colored case. Check it out, right? So you see, every time I use that, it changes the camera color. It's beautiful. All right, so second part of the video, let's just work. I have something that I'm doing now. I'm hoping that from this session, I'm gonna learn something, reflect about what's going on. All right, and okay. So here we have visual code on the right hand side, visual effects there. On the right hand side, we have GPT 5.1 Codex Max. All right, in medium mode. I don't understand yet the meaning of that. All right, now I have a case. So I'm working in this presentation system. Many of the systems that I work usually have to do with visual things and slide making tools, and I'm really like into this thing, really interested these days in creating intermediary tools, tools that help me to visualize what's going on with the company in terms of the sales process, in terms of other processes. Okay, tools for documenting things, tools for logging meetings. I like tools for management, I guess. Tools for checking out what's going on in a given session, in a given work session. All right. And then one thing that I have here, one system that I'm working is this slide player for, I can flip slides. Okay. So that's a system for, I'm showing like some of the slides. And these slides, by the way, are web pages, real web pages, right? Except that some of them are artificial pages, like this Google case here. And there are effects like this as well. You see how nice? It's like uh, extracting the text from the ad, from the very first uh, ad there, and zooming in, and then it goes away, and then right next slide. Oh, after you click the ad, the site comes up, right? So I'm working in these kind of tools. All right, and that's a case of a client, a customer that we have now. So I'm updating this presentation. And in this system, okay, we have a case here. Is this one specific slide? It's this. It's a WhatsApp simulator, okay? It's meant to help with narratives. So there's a narrative about there about sharing the profile of a site, the website, the profile of a psychologist. So a person is asking the other, no, could you recommend a psychologist? And then the other person is saying, yeah, here is Larissa, right? But then you see there's a problem in the chat because it's Larissa recommending herself. If you see here, if I zoom here for you, you see she's basically recommending herself. That's not a good narrative, right? All right. So I need to update that. So I'm the guy that is asking for a recommendation. And who is the person on the right hand side? I want to change that, right? Now, I want to be able to, quickly change because this is a chat, right? So that's up. It's a visual narrative supporting a business narrative. So it's very handy for me to use WhatsApp sessions, narratives in different ways in terms of marketing, for example, or educational videos as well, right? Okay. Now, so then the question is, oh, can I reuse that WhatsApp element for different narratives, right? That's a complication. That's an opportunity. How to do that? So when I came up with this idea of making a little artificial app, WhatsApp artificial little thing, I was like, no, let me just solve the problem today. Right. We solved the problem first with an use case, right? And we used, and I was happy. Later, I caught myself doing copy and paste of that same little app many times. I did probably, I don't know, like at least cloned this element 10 more than 10 times. Okay, right. This is a case, new case. So basically, I'm trying to productize this little presentation there, which is, by the way, one little element of a slide, right? And I can even show you here something interesting. You see, if I do this, wait, oops, wait a minute, oops, I don't know. WhatsApp sharing. WhatsApp sharing. I can show you. I wish I could. I don't know. I can't necessarily open. I wanted to open to you now that specific WhatsApp app in a big screen. That's okay. All right. Now, anyway, what I'm saying is that sometimes the use case, the sample becomes the app, becomes the system. So we need to be able, it's almost like you're architecting the general version out of the case, out of the example. Like you see the example and I say, oh, follow that example. When I replicate that example many times, right? So you're basically saying, can I give me the class from the instance? Can you give me the model from what's happening, right? Okay. So I have the directory there on the left hand side, and this WhatsApp sharing is the place where that little app exists. Okay. All right. Now, there is an HTML file there. It's basically a web page. And you see here in the middle of the screen here, um, that's the section with the conversation. So that's a little app already to some extent. All right. But in terms of the profiles, it's not that organized. You see, there is an image of the avatar like there, written, hard coded, right there. So that's something for us to do an update, right? Because I really wanted to organize that, to organize just a little bit today. That's the thing, right? See, the phenomenon here that I'm considering, calling my attention is we do small updates in terms of this because I don't know where I'm going with this. I just need to do a small update today, right? Okay, so I'm preparing here to say something to the agent, right? All right. So that's going to be something like this. It's going to be, we have this code there. Hello there, my friend. So there is an app, an HTML app, and that's located in the directory public/db/wiplex-larry-case. Actually, let me fix here because I'm using, by the way, I'm using Whisper Flow. I hold when I talk, I hold Control, shortcut key here, right? It's recording using LLM or AI to type in the keyboard. This is amazing. Wiplex DB Wiplex Larry, right? Because it's not aware about my directories yet, right? This thing is disconnected. So referring to things is going to be complicated, but it's very good for general explanations, right? There's an app located there. Oh, wait. All right. Okay. You see that the HTML has JSON. And that's very nice because that's generic and helps me to clone this app as needed. I can make new samples out of that with different stories. Now, as you see, the general idea is to from the example, move towards creating an app that can be reused in different ways. Now, there's one thing here that I wanted to, let us say, upgrade. You see that the image avatars, right? The actual images for the users are hard coded. You see that if you look at the index.html. Now, I wanted us to add a small section as part of the JSON spec that specifies the images as part of each user, okay? Considering that's a chat, we have only two users, like A and B, but then the file name should be there together with the whole JSON structure that describes the chat. Okay, so could you update this specific sample for me? And also please add a version at the top because as far as I know, I'm not versioning this sample and I have many samples. Put a date as well. All right, let's just do it. Okay, it's a small step, right? This is a small step. It's okay, you know. I'm gonna get a coffee meanwhile. Okay, now one thing that I meanwhile wanted to double check is I think I started this idea to some extent, you know, because I have images. Oh, yes, I have this notion of, yeah, I have images here that it's like artificial images, right? I called Z assets general people. Okay. Now, I think I wanted to kind of, have a reusable user profile for these communications. And right now, this reusable profile perhaps could be just right, the structure with the name of a person, the photo, right? So let's see anyway the change so far, right? Visually, I am not expecting at all any change, right? But I know that we have an update there. See right there. I'm gonna select the area for you, right? Assistant and user profile to profile. So see, this is how helping me already. Because before, look at the directory that I had there, right? You see, profile, bot. There are too many profiles in there. I'm just deleting everything now. Okay. And there's this logo too. That's from a different project. Delete that too. And there's this image. This image I'm using, right? It's the image that appears there in the chat. So now we basically simplify this, and I can, for now, right, copy the user A and B. But you see, I have a little problem here so far. Right? These are huge images. I don't want to have the huge images there. Right? Now, can you give me a line? Can you resize? Oh, I can talk, right? Wait. And where is the chat so you can see, right? Could you resize the two PNG images inside the directory named public slash z underscore assets dash general dash people? Nope, nope. Oh, yeah, got it. Could you resize the two PNG images at direct name public z assets dash to something like 196 by 196, and they can be WebP. And please use convert because I have the convert utility in my shell. Let's see if that works. Right, I'm gonna watch out what happens there. Convert that, convert that. Yeah, you see here we have the files, right? Converted. Let's see the size. Wow, 2K. That's really small. 2K. Whoa. Okay, for the images, there are smaller, give a name like user A and the other user B. Now I have a problem. Hello there. All right, for the, now we're having trouble with my recorder. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, manual mode. Rename these smaller images to user A. Oh wait, it's recording. Wow. A and user B. I'm gonna keep the larger images there for the sake of eventually rewriting them. All right, okay. Now, copying for now, right? user web B, user A, user B, right? Now we can do that, I guess. And let's just reload this presentation, put my camera on the side, three, this one, go ahead, one more. Yes, see, user A, right? That's user B. That's nice. So this is beautiful, right? Okay, so of course, right, the next update there could be a concept of you just refer to a person profile and that brings the whole information. So we could carry on those something like people cards, right? But that's for other day. So thank you very much for being here and reflecting together. Have a nice day.